Voice actors are picketing some of your favorite video game companies, including Electronic Arts, which already started. And there's many reasons why. We're going to talk about them now. Xander, you are part of SAG-AFTRA.
I am.
And you are very aware of what's going on in the strike. Can you break it down?
Yeah, well, it's a little bit shady because some of the voice acting stuff, I don't want to get anybody in trouble, and I don't want to bring anything
Just
up
speak in
to speed.
generalities.
Sure. In general, a lot of the times what they'll have is voice acting is tough. It's a lot tougher than what people think, especially for video games, because you're not just doing one take for one option. You're doing every option available to the player, especially with fighting games. It's a lot of like, ooh, ah, or whatever. It's very
that's good.
Right, thank you. It's very tough on your voice and your vocal. Okay, good. It's good to say up front. And so voice actors will go in for like a 4-hour session to a 9-hour session to sometimes 12 hours. And there's no regulation in SAG-AFTRA saying you need to give a voice actor a break after a certain amount of time, or it's illegal to have them in for this long, or they get paid extra for however many hours, like there are for the SAG-AFTRA contracts in film acting. And so because of voice actors' voice is their whole career, they have to be very protective of it. You need certain benefits, and you need to be able to get paid a certain amount to make it worth it. And not only that, voice actors are putting their talents into these AAA titles and getting paid a flat fee, and then the title takes off or is already super successful, and they don't see any residuals from that. It's always a buyout. And not only that, if it's a title that's coming in from another country, say Japan, it counts as translation, and so it's not a union gig.
What?
Yeah. So any anime translation that you're doing, any video game translation that you're doing, it's technically translation work and doesn't fall under...
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have found ways to nitpick around and to kind of screw over the voice actors, and we're done with it, you know? There needs to be some kind of compensation for titles that take off. So I think the deal that they're looking for, if it sells more than 2 billion copies or something like that, they get an extra bonus stipend, but it caps off at 8 billion. And I think the video game companies, a lot of the people that are working really hard on these games also don't see residuals, so they're upset that the voice actors are coming in for hours as opposed to months of working on a video game and demanding equal pay. But it's really the larger companies that are trying to nickel and dime everybody underneath that make these games amazing and worth buying.
Wow, I had no idea.
Lots of feelings going on.
That's a lot of that is information I actually hadn't seen yet, though I have just read articles on this. I haven't dug into the agreements themselves or the lack thereof, because this agreement expired in 2014 and has been operating since then. On the same one, though that's not really...
And everybody thought in 2014, when the agreement was done, that we would renegotiate and that the union would be there on our behalf and say, like, hey, this isn't fair. But it's gotten to the point where none of the companies are really listening to the union, and they're not really following the rules. And so this is what happens. It's a union strike.
How do they get away with that?
Get away with?
Not listening to the rules.
Well, I don't know. And I don't know why they were allowed to get away with it, but nobody was saying no. The voice actors were like, I need this paycheck and I need this job, and this would be good for my career, so I'm going to take this at a decreased pay rate, or for counting as a non-union gig, which is like, could be for free. I want to be a part of this title, so I'm not going to take my payment, which, if you're a voice actor, don't do that.
Don't do anything for free?
Right? It's hard not to.
I don't. But
Yeah. But yeah, you deserve to get paid. Everybody deserves a living wage doing their job. And I think a lot of people forget that for these actors, it's their job. They've invested into their voice. They've invested into putting all the work in.
I've noticed, this is maybe not related to what you're saying, but there are a lot of places, I think, or that I've seen for sure online, that are like photographers where you work for free.
The exposure.
Artists where you work for free, and it doesn't seem to be valued from an artist perspective at all. Like, oh, you do it for exposure. Do this for free because I sent you smiley face emojis. That's a real one. I saw it. It was crazy.
Gross.
That seems... we need to be placing a higher value on the art that is being poured into these games, because... I mean, our games are very much a technical thing.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't be there if not for the artistic merit, if not for the actors, if not for, digital artists or people who've crafted whatever intricate details go in here besides the nitty-gritty mechanics.
Yeah, and what this is boiling down to is exactly that, is that video games are now to be taken seriously as art and not just something that kids play on their TV console or whatever. Like, adults are buying these games. People are spending money on this. This is a form of entertainment. This is a form of art. And before, when it was just pixels and not voice acting, you know, it was easier to say like, oh, that's just like a toy. That's nothing. But now that people are putting their talents into it, it's something that really needed to be reevaluated.
Oh, I love that point. You know, I do believe video games are an art, and they need to be respected the way we respect movies and television.
Exactly.
So this could be good for even legitimizing the medium more, which I think it's already there, but okay, in everybody's eyes, for sure. So the picketing is going on now. These are major video games, including Activision, EA, Take-Two, most of the big players.
Yeah, the phone call that I got, because they called out to all the SAG-AFTRA people on Monday morning, was that we're meeting at the EA building, and they gave us the address and to go and stuff like that.
Have you been yet?
I haven't been yet, but I've been meaning to.
All right, look for him soon on the picket line, maybe.
Yeah.
Audience, what do you think about the strike? Please let us know what you think about the artistic level that goes into games, its value, below in the comments. Please like and subscribe for more.